welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I'm going to be doing an e.l.f. hits and misses video. I recently hauled quite a few drugstore items. I did a drugstore haul, which I will leave linked, as well as a full face of first impressions of drugstore makeup. And in that video, I hauled a bunch of things from e.l.f. and then I was lucky enough to get to select a few items off of the e.l.f. website for them to send my way. So I've been testing those out, and then I picked up a few more items because I actually filmed a full face of e.l.f., but I hated the way that the footage turned out. And then I've been meaning to get around to refilming that video, but a couple of weeks have gone by now and I haven't gotten around to it. So I've been testing most of these products for about 4 to 6 weeks now, and I'm really excited to share with you some of my favorites or some of my hits from the brand, as well as some products that, even though e.l.f. is a very affordable brand, I don't necessarily know that I would spend even like the $3 to $5 on them. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on all of the products that I've been testing out from e.l.f. recently, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love if you would consider subscribing before moving on. We do a lot of project pan videos over here, as well as just a lot of chatting about makeup in general. So if that interests you, I would love if you would subscribe before we move on. Other than that, let's just jump into the video. All right, you guys, like I mentioned in the introduction, e.l.f. did send along some of these products. So I will make sure to mention, as I talk about my favorites and not so favorites, which I actually purchased myself versus which e.l.f. sent my way. I will also have all of these products linked down below, and I will make sure that I designate which ones were sent to me, and the links will be affiliate links. So if you do choose to buy through the links, I will make a small commission off of them. There's never any pressure to buy through my links. Obviously it does help my channel. I basically just buy more makeup to review for you guys, but I totally understand if you do not want to purchase through an affiliate link, and you can always just go to the e.l.f. website or Target or wherever you buy your e.l.f. makeup, and you can purchase there. I never want you guys to feel pressured to purchase through my links. So just quick disclaimer on that. Let's start with my favorites. We're gonna start on a high note. We're gonna start with some positive energy, some positive vibes, and I am going to start with one that actually did surprise me, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This has a satin finish, and the reason I was surprised by this was because I hated the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the original one. I think I used that maybe 5 to 8 times before I was like, I can't do this. I just hate the way it looks underneath my eyes, and instantly decluttered. It wasn't even a concealer that I was like with the Tarte Shape Tape, I was like, you know what, I can use this as an eyeshadow primer. Occasionally I could mix it with other concealers. I don't know why I'm saying primers. Occasionally I would mix it with other concealers and I could make it work. With the e.l.f. Camo, it was just so heavy, so full coverage, looked so cakey and dry underneath my eyes. I just couldn't do it, so I decluttered it. So I was very hesitant to pick this one up, but I picked it up specifically for my full face of e.l.f., which I'm not even posting. Maybe one day I'll do a full face of e.l.f., but I purchased it specifically so I could do that video, and I've been pleasantly surprised by this. I will say with this, a little bit goes a very, very long way. The first couple of times I used it, I wasn't 100% sold on this formula, and I think it was because I was using too much of this. Truly, all you need is like a dot in like the inner corner of your eye and a dot on the outer edge, and it will blend out, and it's beautiful. I actually do have this underneath my eyes today. I picked mine up in the shade Fair Beige. I do find it a little bit hard to find like a good match for me, especially like shopping online. I'm like, I don't know. The e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the original, I had a bad shade for myself as well. This one is a little bit light underneath my eyes right now, but it is pretty brightening. I would say it does give a nice satin finish, and it definitely does not look as heavy as the original e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I find that it feels hydrating and it feels comfortable underneath my eyes, and it also lasts a very, very long time. This has been put to the test through like 12 to 14 hour days. So I have been pleasantly surprised by the hydrating concealer. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. If you have tried both the original Camo as well as the hydrating, what are your guys' thoughts? I have been really hesitant about e.l.f. brushes. I don't know if it's just because I think I'm going to be not impressed because they are so inexpensive compared to other brushes, but The first brush that I picked up was this one. This is the Airbrush Blender. I picked this up off of Samantha Ravindal's recommendation. Sorry that mine is dirty. I use this brush every single day. I even purchased a backup of this brush because I love it so freaking much. It's very, very dense, and I love this with my cream and liquid products. I use this every single day to blend out my cream bronzer, and usually I use this even when I'm trying to like blend everything together in terms of my cream and liquid like bronzer, blush, and highlight. This is so nice, you guys. $10. I think it's worth every penny. So it made me very, very interested in the Airbrush Stipple brush, which e.l.f. did send my way. This I have not used since I cleaned them this weekend, but this I have really, really been enjoying as well. I really like to use this for my blush and or cream blush, and just really nicely pat it in. I feel like it blends it out really, really beautifully. And it's nice because I was just kind of using this for everything, and I felt like my face was getting a little bit muddied, but since I have introduced this brush into my collection, it just feels like everything isn't quite so muddied together. So I've really been enjoying this brush as well. And then one of my subscribers, Candace, thank you so much, sent me over the most generous package. I was truly like jaw to the floor in disbelief. Even when she like emailed me asking if she could send some products my way, I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't even know if I say yes, because I just like don't ever want anyone to feel obligated to send me anything. And it was just so kind and so generous. She said like I could review them honestly on my channel, and she just wanted to send some of her favorites my way. And she included this brush in the package. This is the Small Stipple Brush by e.l.f. I have been loving this for my blush as well, both liquid and powder. It's a little bit dirty, as you can tell. This is just so nice for giving me a more sheared out blush effect. When I have been using my Rare Beauty blush, like liquid blush, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to speak. I really like using this because that blush formula can be so pigmented and intense. I find that using this brush really helps to sheer it out a little bit, also going in with very minimal product. But I've really, really, really been enjoying this brush. Thank you so much, Candace, for everything you sent over. I also have a Sicily powder she sent over, literally the most generous package ever. A Sicily powder she sent over, which is a little bit more pricey than e.l.f. It's the blurring powder, and I have been obsessed. So shout out, Candace, thank you so much. A few other favorites from e.l.f. I actually have really been impressed with the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. This says up to 16-hour wear. This is very similar, in my opinion, to the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I do feel like the Urban Decay All Nighter is a little bit more effective, or makes just a hair more of a difference in the longevity of how long my makeup lasts. I always feel like I say longevity and then I never know like what words to use to follow it. I'm also noticing how my hand is so white and my self-tan is gross. Anyway, if you are looking for a product similar to the Urban Decay All Nighter, but you don't want to pay, like, is it up to $33 now a bottle? I would recommend this. It's $10 for 2.7 fluid ounces. You are getting less product, but it is still more cost effective. And I feel like it's doing just about the same, unless you like, truly like, you can just go for this over the Urban Decay. My extra self will probably just always own both, but this is something that I will continue to repurchase. I have been really impressed by that. This e.l.f. sent to me. I am on a mascara no buy this year, but I did get to choose some of the items that they sent over, and I was like, well, if I choose it but I'm not paying for it, then it doesn't count towards my mascara no buy. So this is the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl Mascara, and Sarah Rose had mentioned how this is very similar to the Balm Mad Lash, which I actually wasn't a fan of the Balm Mad Lash, but that mascara has also been compared to the Benefit Roller Lash, which I am a huge fan of. I just find that the Balm Mad Lash wand is so long, I feel like I don't have the control that I want from it. I'm gonna insert a clip, or the clip of me doing a full face of e.l.f. and me trying this for the first time, just so you guys can see my reaction. I am a huge proponent of layering or like cocktailing. Dang! Okay. I think we found another winner, you guys. Assuming that this doesn't smudge. Hot freaking dog. I don't feel like I would need to mix this with any other mascaras. That, wow, that is making my lashes look longer than I swear they ever have. Do you see that difference? Holy smokes. This is like a genuine, like, shocked reaction. I was not expecting much, which is crazy because usually I feel like drugstore mascaras actually, like, are pretty good. If I wanted a bit of more volume, I would say this offers a lot of length, some curl, and separation in terms of volume, not the most. So if I wanted more volume, I could definitely layer this with another, but I mean, that did so much for length. I am so impressed with that. Okay. This is incredible. This is what the wand looks like. It is very reminiscent of the Benefit Roller Lash. It's a rubber bristle wand. I feel like this makes such a difference in length, separation, and curl. This has become a new favorite. I mentioned as I was trying this mascara in that full face of e.l.f. video that I felt like I might be able to separate myself a little bit from some of the higher end mascaras that I've been falling in love with because I've been so impressed by this. I will say when I wear this on its own, my lashes towards the end of the day feel a little bit just like crunchier. Like they just feel a little crunchy. However, I don't get any smudging with this, and I do feel like this lasts a really good amount of time. I would say probably 9 to 10 hours before it starts feeling a little bit crunchy. I don't know. It's interesting, but this is going to definitely be a repurchase for me when I'm no longer on that mascara no-buy. The final two products that are favorites for me were both sent over to me from e.l.f. First, I have this blush and highlight duo in the shade Cantaloupe. I will insert some like individual swatches of this and some of these other products so that you guys can enjoy those. I don't know. I do enjoy when videos do the swatches. I'm just a horrible YouTuber and don't ever take the extra time to film those swatches. But I want you guys to see how truly unique I feel like this blush shade is. This is something that I never would have initially been interested in. My dog. This is something that I never would have initially been interested in, but I saw both Kelly Gooch and Sarah Rose, I think Kelly Gooch and Sarah Rose test this out on their channel, and I thought that it was such a stunning neutral shade that just added this beautiful warmth to the cheeks. I have been so impressed with this. The highlighter in this is actually really intense compared to kind of what I was anticipating or some of the other e.l.f. highlighters that I have swatched and seen in my day. So if you like a blinding highlight and you are more fair, this is beautiful. And then finally, this. I have been wanting this for so long and I don't know why I have not purchased it. It's like, I think it's $6, maybe $8, but I think it's $6. And for some reason, I think it's because I am just a little bit, I just prefer high-end makeup to drugstore, if I'm being honest. Like, I just feel like I like the experience of high-end makeup a lot more than drugstore, and I know there's tons of people out there that just like are diehard drugstore, and I feel like I just love my higher-end makeup just a little bit more. So for some reason, I have a lot easier time spending more dollars on high-end makeup than I do less dollars on drugstore makeup. So I've been wanting this since at least 2018. This is the primer infused bronzer, but I just have not purchased it. So e.l.f. did send this one to me. This was one of the first products I knew I wanted to request, and I freaking love this. This is more of a buildable bronzer, which is good for me because I have been known to go a little bit heavy-handed with my bronzer, and this one just builds so beautifully. When I first put it on, I was like, oh, like this isn't that pigmented at all. And then I built up like 2 to 3 layers and it was just so pretty. I feel like it is on that like neutral, like just a hint of warmth side. So it's not something that's gonna look orange on the cheeks, or it's not something that is just gonna pull too warm when you get to like the fall winter months. I truly think that this is going to be like a seasonally relevant, like all 4 seasons of my Minnesota weather. I will be able to pull this off, and I have not been able to put this down since I got it. So I've been super impressed by this. Definitely recommend checking this out. I don't know what the shade range is for these bronzers. I hope it's probably like 3, which is not acceptable, but if this shade would work for you, I do think it is beautiful. I I did want to honorable mention the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I have the Luminous Primer, which I'm going to be talking about in a second. Not a favorite, but the e.l.f. Putty Primer, the more I like haven't had it in my collection, I panned it earlier this year and used it up, and I was like, I probably won't repurchase. The more I miss it, for $8, it is a great smoothing primer, and the amazing thing about it is it's $8, it smooths your pores, and you can layer it with other primers and it doesn't pill up, which, I mean, I have so many high-end smoothing primers that pill. Like, it truly is amazing that it's $8 and doesn't pill. So that is a hit for me. I do see myself owning the regular e.l.f. Putty Primer again in the future. I just need to work through some primers. I want to do this sort of middle category. Like, these definitely aren't hits. These definitely probably wouldn't be repurchases for me necessarily, but they aren't like fails or complete misses. So first I have this blush duo. e.l.f. did send this one to me as well. This is in the shade Spiced Apple. I do have this on my cheeks today, not the highlighter. The highlighter is a little bit dark for me, and it is really powdery. I will say this formula in general, the Cantaloupe version as well, very powdery. So if you don't like a powdery blush, you're not gonna like this. I don't really like the way that these layer. This is the only side that I really like for this, and I will say this is not very pigmented. This definitely takes some building to like attain what I even got today, and this one just isn't my absolute favorite. Like, I definitely could be without this one. I don't feel like this is really unique to my collection either. I think if you're looking for an affordable blush and you like the shade, like, these are $3, so I mean, it's fine, but I just didn't feel like this one was very pigmented, and I definitely like the Cantaloupe version a lot better. Next, I have the e.l.f. Bite Size Quads. I purchased these both myself. I have Pumpkin Pie as well as Berry Bad. I definitely prefer Pumpkin Pie to Berry Bad. This one is Pumpkin Pie. I will say again, the formula is very powdery. I did put Berry Bad to the test a couple of times to see how long lasting the formula was, because I was like, I could see these not being the most long lasting, and they lasted me a solid like 10 or 11 hours. So I think these are $3 as well. For $3, like, that actually is pretty impressive. I just find that specifically with Berry Bad, I don't love the way that the mattes blend together. I actually do like the way that the mattes blend together in this one, and I think for a really quick, like, need to run out the door. Sorry, I'm gonna go talk to my dog in a second. Okay, hopefully my dog's done barking. He's with me now. Okay, I can't remember where I left off. I feel like for a really quick, like, running out the door look, these are nice. I don't know, I just don't think they're anything special. Like, I get they're $3 and they last a long amount of time, but I'm also like kind of an eyeshadow snob, and I just would prefer high-end. But I believe there's a market for these. Like, if you just need a really simple look every day for work, pick up whatever one like appeals to you the most, because I mean, they are really nice for really quick looks. They're just okay in my opinion. Another thing that's just okay, and I do really like this, and I would recommend this over other products in the same category. Sorry, my dog just sneezed. This is the e.l.f. Glitter Shadow, and I got mine in the shade Mermaid Shimmy, which is this really, really pretty blue-green shade. And the only reason I'm not including this as an absolute hit is because this is pretty sheer unless you build like 2 to 3 layers on top of one another. And I do feel like after about 4 to 5 hours, the glitter in this starts to like get on my face or get in my eyes. So it's just not like an absolute favorite. I also just don't like, these aren't my favorite products of all time, glitter shadows in general. But if you love glitter shadows or you've been eyeing a glitter shadow, I would definitely recommend these over spending $24 on a Stila glitter shadow. Yes, you're getting less product, but these dry up so quickly. Find a shade or two in the e.l.f. that you like, put a couple layers on, and you'll be good to go. I would not recommend, like, I would recommend these a million times over the Stila Glitter and Glows. Then I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. This one is fine. This one I actually really like for just like refreshing. And for me personally, I mean, I like the scent of coconuts. This is why I don't have my dog in my room, because now he's chewing things and it's really annoying as well. I really like a good coconut scent. I could see myself purchasing this and tossing it in like my purse throughout the summer. So if I get really dry throughout the day, or if I just want to refresh, I could spray this on my skin. I like how I'm still chatting and it's like still super wet on my face. This says it has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E in it, and it's supposed to hydrate your skin and refresh makeup. I don't feel like it does a whole heck of a lot. Sometimes I've used this as a priming mist too. It's kind of just like coconut scented water in a bottle, but sometimes I like that. And you know, I could see myself purchasing this again next summer for 10 bucks, but definitely not a necessity in my opinion. Kind of along the same line, I have the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I don't notice that this makes my skin dewy, so I don't know. It says this is long lasting too. I really don't. Like, I would purchase this over this. I don't know if they're the same. I tried to look it up because this one's sticker said like same formula, new bottle. But when I looked at it, it didn't look like they were the same. It didn't look like they had the same ingredients. No, not the same ingredients. This over this, they're both 10 bucks. I don't feel like you need either, but just my opinion. Also the e.l.f. Sheer Slick. I like this. Actually, I would consider this a hit. Yeah, I actually would. It's just the shade for me. I wish I had found this more in the summer. It gives a really beautiful popsicle lip sort of effect. And I kind of want to see if there's like a more nude shade in this, and I would purchase this. It's really comfortable on the lips. To me, it feels kind of like a hybrid between a chapstick and a tinted lip oil. And I actually like, this is a hit. Yeah, this should have been included in the hits. Highly recommend this if you're looking for a tinted product for the lips that's going to feel comfortable and hydrating. This also, I don't have any issues with it like transferring outside my lip lines like I sometimes do with other, even like the Rare Beauty lip balm. I feel like kind of goes everywhere outside my lip balm, outside my lip lines. I don't get that with this. So I would definitely consider this one a hit, and I should have included that a little bit earlier. And then the final product in like this middle category is my e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. This is just okay in my opinion. I would not purchase this again. It's $6. It has a fine finish. It's pretty long lasting. It's just nothing special in my opinion. And I have other foundations even from the drugstore. Any L'Oreal foundation I feel like I prefer over this. I get they're more expensive, but you're also getting more product. I don't know, I just wasn't that impressed by this. It was just okay. I felt like it was one of those foundations that kind of made my skin look a little bit older as well. Like it just didn't necessarily add texture, but just kind of like made my skin look a little bit older. So this one, I mean, I feel like I'll have no problem using this up, but wouldn't be a repurchase or a recommend in my opinion. All right, you guys, and then to wrap it up, I have 5 products that are misses for me, starting with this one. This is the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil. I'm so bummed about this because I have been on a tinted lip oil kick since it's been on trend, and I've been loving it, but this made my lips feel so dried out. Like I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. I'm gonna declutter this and pass this along maybe to my sister or someone else. Like I don't even really want to pass this along because I feel like it's just gonna dry that person's lips out. I was so bummed out by this, but I was layering this and layering this all day at work one day underneath my mask. I've never had issues. It obviously would like transfer on my mask, but I didn't care because my face is still covered up. I've never had issues with other lip products making my lips feel really dry underneath my mask. My lips felt so dry. So that was a miss for me. This one too, this is the Luminous Putty Primer. This has like micro glitter in it or something, and it just looks really fake. It also has a very yellowish gold tone to it, and I just personally would go with the original putty primer over this. I mean, even if you like a dewy or luminous whatever, go with the original over this and then just add dewy products. I don't know, this I may end up decluttering as well. I just don't love the way that this looks on my skin. I mean, I could just, if you put a foundation on top of this, unless it's like super sheer coverage, it's really gonna hide everything. It's gonna hide like the micro glitter as well as the like tinge of color, but I don't know. This was not, I was bummed by that one because I love me a good luminous primer, and I actually, like I said, was kind of missing the putty primer. Next up we have this, and I don't know, I can't remember what this is called exactly. This is one of their highlighters. I want to say it's like their metallicized highlighter. I have mine in the shade White Gold. This is so dry. Like, this is gross. And it just like, even like swatched, like it just looks dry and icky. Now I actually have been using this as a body highlight, which I don't mind it as that, but it's like an extra step that like I'm using it as a body highlight because I don't want to use it as anything else, when in reality I don't really need to highlight my body, especially because most of my body is going to be hidden for like 5 months very shortly. Would not recommend this at all. Like, at all. Also would not recommend this at all. Oh my gosh, you guys, in my opinion, this is just, I don't want to say so bad, but like, why, e.l.f? Like, why? So this is the HD powder. I picked this up because I wanted to use it in my full face of e.l.f. And this is the soft luminance one. This has so much micro glitter in it. When I first was doing my full face of e.l.f, I like set my whole face with this just to test it out. And I was like, well, I can see some glitter, but like maybe it's not that bad. I also feel like it's blurring my skin, so maybe I could make this work. Later that night, my husband and I and my daughter went to go get like groceries and stuff. And I remember looking in the car mirror and my face was like, it was just glitter. My whole face was glitter. And I was like, holy moly, this is getting decluttered. Why would you add a ton of micro glitter to a powder? Stupid. And then the final product is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I think they only have like 3, maybe 5 shades in this. And I have mine in the darkest shade, I believe, which is deep brown. Maybe they had a black as well, but I have deep brown. This, you have to add like 7 layers to get any sort of pigment, and it's just not good. It wears away after like 2 hours. Like, go with the Essence Make Me Brow. It's so much better. I just was really, really unimpressed by this. And yeah, that one I did purchase myself as well. After that, you guys, that is my whole box of e.l.f. I believe that's everything from e.l.f. I own in my collection. I wanted to review everything that I currently own for you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there is another brand you'd be interested in hearing me talk about or doing a full face of, I'm still working on Ilia. I have more products to pick up, but I would love to hear your guys' feedback. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel. If you have any e.l.f. product recommendations, whether it be a product you recommend or you recommend I stay away from, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.